The album was called Back in Black. The band, you don't need an idiot like me to tell you who they are. AC/DC. From AC/DC, Brian Johnson, how's your luck?
Tommy, fine, thanks, mate.
You all right?
Yeah, good.
Do you remember recording that? You must do.
I do, It was one of the first ones we did.
Yeah.
And the album,
For that album.
And the Bahamas.
And the Bahamas, he said. You got to say away the lads, because I read a letter out earlier on. It seems that the lads are going to be playing somewhere tomorrow.
Oh, Newcastle?
Yeah.
I'll see how we're the lads for Newcastle, then.
I can't remember where they're going to play. I think down in Manchester or somewhere like that. So, what are you doing these days? I know you've just done Round Table. You must feel as if you're living in the BBC this week.
Well, it's the first time I've been down in about 20 years. No, it's... yes, I did do Round Table. It was... probably the first and the last time. I didn't like anything that was on it, you know.
You didn't?
I felt awkward. I really did.
He didn't sound it at all.
Nah, yes, but you got lots of clever lads around you trying to explain records, and I'm just sitting there and I don't like anything. And at the end, you feel quite guilty.
Well, because you're knocking other people's stuff.
Because you know everybody's trying to work hard to make records. It's terrible just to sit there and say I don't like it.
Yeah.
But I didn't like them.
The great thing about you, though, is that you're honest. If you don't like something, you say you don't like it.
It's just, you know, you feel like you're sitting there trying to put your point of view on other people, which is it's difficult. I wish I was better with words.
Nonsense.
And I could slaver me way out of it.
Like a lawyer or something like that. Well, I last saw you in Boston.
Yeah, I remember that. It was great.
On stage. How was the rest of the American tour?
It was excellent. It obviously, you know, as the tour gets on, you get more and more confident, and we were just amazed at how you put together an interview with
the AC/DC's Christmas party
with the five who were absolutely drunk out of our brains.
No, that's all. So
it didn't sound too bad. It didn't sound too bad, actually, when you put it out.
Sounded good. Where did you listen to that particular program in the end?
I think one of the lads at home, had recorded it for us, and
we sent you out some tapes of it. I remember that.
And but when we heard it back, and we were howling out. You know, like I remember someone was sitting there and saying, "God, we didn't see that." But it was good fun, and for Christmas Eve, it was great. You know, because I'm sure, you know, when people heard it on Christmas Eve, the spirit of the thing just carried on, you know, and it was a good laugh.
Well, most of it was recorded in a bar.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
It's a good laugh.
Oh, it was great.
It was a good laugh. I brought in 4 Geordie LPs, just to put you on the spot.
Yeah.
And you've chosen the track here that you recorded back in 1973, right?
Yeah.
And you said, you were looking at the album.
Yeah.
And you said, that one went down well down on stage, right?
Yeah. It was just, because Geordie, we were originally called USA. And a lot of the fans who used to follow around at the time in USA were really annoyed that we went commercial at the time. I mean, but at the time, we were starving.
Right.
And when a record company said, right, we're going to sign you up, but this is the record we want you to release, which was just a throwaway thing that we'd written for a laugh.
Sure.
And we put that song on the B-side, and that was the song that was played on all the jukeboxes. I mean, it obviously sounds a little dated now, but it was recorded actually in 1972. It was the second song we'd ever recorded in a studio. We'd never been in a studio in my life, and you can tell.
Okay, earwig this then. And that was recorded back in 1972. That was Geordie. Brian Johnson was the lead singer. He's in our studio now. Your voice just hasn't changed, you know. That's the one thing that always knocks me out about it.
I was sounding a little bit immature. I was a bit scared then, you know. Like Back in Black, I've never done it for that long. I've just twigged. That's 10 years ago.
That's right.
So the band had just sort of started now. But that's the kind of stuff we were doing then. And the trouble was, at the time in the charts, there was there was like Gary Glitter and Slade and Sweet and everybody else, and the company we signed with thought, oh, these lads have got the goods to do it, but the stuff that they're doing is we can't understand. It was all like that, you know. So
but there's a lot of really good guitar work in there. There's your voice right on top of it. There was
well, Vic Malcolm, the lad who wrote a lot of the songs on the early stuff, I've always admired him, and I've always thought he was capable of greater things. And in about 1975, everybody thought that he was going to get together with John Lord and a few of the other lads out of Purple, but it never materialised.
Yeah.
But he started Geordie again now, and with the new singer, and but they've got all the regular guys back in it, and it sounds like they're gonna do something again. They've got a single out, and they've just signed a deal yesterday. So I wish them all the best. I
haven't seen the single at all yet.
No, well, it should be out in about a couple of weeks. I think it's called No Sweat, and it's all Geordies again, all lads from the northeast. But it's a 5-piece this time.
Right. Right.
I wish them all the best, mate.
Okay. I'm going to play a track off this particular album, your last album, and this is one that doesn't get played a lot on the air, but I fancy playing it, so I'm going to... hope you don't mind.
Nothing gets played on the air.
Yeah, of course it does. AC/DC, for those about to rock, we salute you. That was Spellbound. What everybody's going to want to know is, when are we going to see you in the UK? Any set dates yet?
Yeah, we've just, we've got a sort of rough estimate. We're trying to get some football grounds together and all that, and we'll probably be late summer, early autumn. The problem was last year when we did Back in Black, we couldn't get all the stage, all the stuff on the stages in Britain. And we were starting to get a little bit peeved at the fact that everybody in America and the rest of Europe was seeing the whole show. Because, the big places they've got over there.
Right.
And the lads in England were just seeing half of it.
Well, half the lights, half the effects.
Half the lights, half the gear, half the effects. And it was... And the lad said, listen, this year we're going to have to make a special effort to try and get the whole lot there. As we're going to try and get the cannon in, and the bell in. I mean, we've really got to... Like last year, Newcastle didn't get the bell. Sheffield didn't get the bell. I think it was Bristol, Southampton didn't get the bell. And it's not fair. And they've got about six rows of lights.
Sure.
And there's 28 rows of lights. And it's the biggest lighting system in the world on the road at the moment. And it's fantastic. It's got nothing to do with us. It's the guys who work with the band. And it's just not fair. So this year we thought, well, if we can find places big enough to get, people in and have a good dig at the stuff, it would be much be worth it,
Right, so you want to do it absolutely so it's perfect, in other words.
Yeah. Right. Well, as you know, when you came out to America, we just sort of in the first leg of the tour, and we're trying to get the cannon right. And it was very difficult, because once we set one cannon off, it seemed to trigger up the rest of the buggers. And it was like 21 of them all going up together, and it was just deafening. Everybody nearly shook the stage apart.
Well, yeah.
Now we've got it sussed.
Right.
But and now we've got a couple of other little things in, and it makes it nice and smooth, and it makes for a good gig,
So we're definitely in for some good AC/DC at the latter part of this year.
And the lads are dying to get back to play in England, especially, We just had the one chance last year at Donington, and want to get back right round the country again,
Right. I mean, you think the lads are dying to get back. You want to hear what the audience is saying. And the letters that I get, they're dying to see you, and I'm not just buttering you up.
No, it's
you're
good.
Bigger than I am.
No, it's good. You go back home and see some of the lads on the street and have a bit of crack with them in the pubs and all that. It's nice to know it's still healthy. Because it doesn't matter how big you are, an artist or band, when you leave the country for a while, you always got this sort of fear that, have I been away too long? Or not just bands, I suppose, singers or actors or whoever.
Right.
And you always want to get back before, you're always scared in case you're not frightened, but you're always afraid that sort of going to lose it. You always want to get back to where you started.
Sure.
And I like England. And
that's why you still live here.
Ah, I know. I must be crackers. I'm going to see Mrs. Thatcher, actually. And the lads sort of came over from Aussie, and they did all the groundwork here.
Yeah,
I mean, they slugged their guts out here. And so there's always that thing about England. It might not be the biggest country in the world, but the audience are the most discerning in the world, the rock audience and all that.
Right.
I mean, you know that it is. I mean, you've been right round and you've seen all the other audiences. In England, they're not daft. They know what they want, and you cannot bull them.
No,
it's true. So, I think the quicker we get back, the better. We'll have a great time. I know we will.
Right, well, lots of people are looking forward to seeing you. I am as well. I know you're also going to do some very big affairs over in Europe, too. So if anybody's on holiday in Germany, France, I mean, you're going to be around there as well.
Oh, I'd come along, see the lads, man.
I haven't got any Newcastle Brown. I was going to bring some in for you, but...
Hey, listen,
BBC
all
Water.
those lads out there, don't think that this lad's getting stoned every night and drunk out of his head because I've got a glass of water. That's all I could give is a glass of water.
I know, it's terrible. I'll buy you a drink in a minute. Brian
lad.
Johnson, thank you very much for your time. Appreciate you coming in. Really.
Cheers, Tommy.
And,
pleasure any time, mate.
People will be well happy with the fact that you have.
Cheers. Thanks, mate.
Take care. This is just a snatch of something I think that you might recognize. So there you have it from the mouth of the man that sings the songs, Mr. Brian Johnson. AC/DC will be on stage in this country toward the latter part of this year. That, of course, was for those about...